May we stand up for prayer?
We have to say our living bread and forgive us as we forgive those who sin against us. Do not bring us to judgment, but deliver us from evil. Good afternoon, mga kasalo.
Okay, before you sit down, can you please take up some pieces of paper under your chair and arrange your chair in the proper place. Who is absent from the class today? Who is absent? Okay, very good. No one is absent from the class today. Okay, since no one is absent from the class today, how are you feeling today? You feel great? Okay, who can recall what was our topic last meeting? Anyone? Number 7. From the girls.
Our topic last meeting is
Yes, our topic last meeting is all about assessment. So assessment, it is about, what is assessment? Yes, it is the process of collecting information about a child's strengths and needs. Okay, since we are already done with assessment, so now we are going to proceed with our next topic. So I have here another question. So by the way, to those who will participate, it's not my prize. Every who participate mo. Aside sa points sa oral, it's not my prize. Wow, am I understood?
yes.
Okay, so my question is, so how can assessment result help teachers to determine the most appropriate learning environment for each student? Yes, Mr. Baclo.
Because in assessment, the teacher can see or measure the progress of his or her students. Kaya sa assessment ng good, o if ever ang student niya sa iyang teaching strategies nakat-on, there's a possibility nga iyang mga estudyante or iyang mga learners is na all points. Hindi, tungkol na, if ever man galing muabot sa point nga low score or low progress ang iyang mga estudyante, kaya maka-implement siya or maka-change siya sa iyang teaching strategies. Hindi,
Okay, thank you, Mr. Baclo. What's your number?
Number 4.
5.
5. 4.
4? How can assessment result help teachers to determine the most appropriate learning environment for each student? Assessment result. Yeah. Yes.
So for me, assessment result is going to help the teacher to determine the appropriate placement of the student. Because through assessment results, the teachers will know how to decide the child's appropriate placement. So when the assessment result is lumabas na siya, so ang teacher is maka-decide na siya kung asa nagapita ang kanyang bata or asa siya nagapilong na education.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Lupe. What's your number? Okay, another hand is Barab.
So, strength assessment is the collecting of data to the student's needs and strengths. So, after the assessment test or the result of assessment is being gathered, so the teacher will know where the student ay asa dapat sa student nga need pag improvements need progress.
Okay, what is your number, Miss Nora? 20. Okay, since you already understand what is assessment, now we are going to proceed with our activity. So for our group activity, it is called 4 pics, 1 word. So I will divide the class into two. So this will be the group 1 and group 2. So in this activity, each group will receive a picture. And then after that, you are going to answer the 4 pics, 1 word. And then you will choose one representative from the group to share to the class sa atong picture nga inyong nadawat and give your brief insight about the picture. So am I understood?
Yes.
So I will only give you 3 minutes. 3 minutes only kayo. You're excited naman kayo. So sige, timer starts now. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, one time's up na. So, group 1, who is your representative? Yeah, group 1, the master.
So, our picture, for this one word is placement. So, the student's placement is nag-refer mabuli siya sa process bitaw sa process of assigning students to different learning groups or classes na based siya sa ilang abilities, ilang skills, or ilang learning needs like what is said kanina o break. And then, one po siya crucial aspects of education para ma-aims bitaw na to aims to create a learning environment that is more conducive to each student's assess. And then, sa placement po, is na siya mga klase po sa placement which is homogeneous, heterogeneous, o flexible grouping. And mga siya ang mga klase sa placement. And power to the
Big hand to group 1. Next, group 2.
Okay, so move to education. Education where this is like dili ma-determine mga weakness o mga strengths sa bata kung sa mga maagi sa way of learning.
Can I add something? It is very important to start education because according to Vice Ganda, education we receive life, and that life we receive hope, that hope we receive, and that hope with that we foresee a brighter future. So it is very important for us to know what is the education. Considering the fact that we are all education students, it is also our calling to be educated enough and pursuing this career of ours, and that's all.
Thank you, Mr. Taco. So, big hand. My question is, so, what do you observe from the pictures? Ano yung picture?
Talk about this
Anyone?
education phase.
Yes. Yes, please. Adoles. Okay. So, in your own opinion, so why do you think it is important to know the most appropriate learning environment for a student? In your own opinion. Number 3, girls. Number 27, girls. Why is it important to know the most appropriate learning environment for a student?
For me, have a students who have a conducive or comfortable learning environment for students.
Yes, Miss.
Is it important to know this appropriate learning environment how they're, if they are comfortable, and also, if student nimo is kanang comfortable siya sa iyang environment, so may possibility ana nga ay big impact ana is ganahan siya maminaw sa kanang may staff.
Since we are already finished with our activities, so what do you think is our topic today? And so our topic today is placement. So can you read what's
Assessment results are used to decide a child's appropriate education placement within a continuum of the whole district. During evaluations, students' performance is assessed and the meeting determines if there would be any change in the educational placement within the community.
okay, so placement from the word itself, place. So placement, it is refers to the process of determining the appropriate educational setting for a student based on their individual needs and abilities. So it is about finding the right educational setting for a student. Diba na, so after ma-assess sa teacher ang needs o strengths sa bata or sa estudyante, dili na mo sudayin ang placement. So dili na mo ikawan ang appropriate educational so sa student para ma-meet ang niyahang needs. So who are those team nga mag-determine sa kanang appropriate educational setting for a student or set placement. So that is the teachers, parents, yes, school administrators. So those are the team nga mag-identify sa appropriate placement sa usa ka student based sa ilang needs. So nasabtan what is placement?
Yes.
So again, what is placement? Number 8. Girls.
Placement is ano yung mga determine that students is hours that I have environmental learning.
Okay, thank you. Okay, since you already understand what is placement, now we are going to discuss what are the different educational placement options.
Okay, so before we proceed, let us define what is the difference between students with additional needs and special needs.
Student with additional needs is katulad ng mga students na they are capable ba mo, but there are some certain or subjects or area na lacking sila mo, there is an additional need. Where katong students na with special needs is katong mga students na one is sila like for example is autism. So natin sila certain na
Disabilities.
yes, disabilities.
Okay, very good.
So now we are going to discuss what are the different educational placement.
And by the way, before tayo proceed po, at exactly 3:30, kanan nga ni apil og students magawas kay proceed. Wala na lang schedule para pasugod kay limited kayo ang days to class.
Okay, so my question is, what have you noticed from the placement journey? What have you noticed? Number 5, Joyce. What have you noticed? Sa inyo nakita. What have you noticed? Wala? Help, Mr. Zico. Anyone? Number 11, girls. Kung saan may napansin sa kanang educational placement option? Dalawa.
continuation to Mr. Singho's ideas is hospital homes or hospital program for general education. For me, it is all about specific general lagi. Parang ang program sa education placement options kay also good na sa hospital kay sa home kay sila man ang mas aware or mas capable in handling sa patient or sa student nga kuan in addition to general education sila na ma-generalize kung sa kanang teaching strategy ang appropriate i-apply sa mga student.
Thank you, Mr. Papa. Great idea, Mr. Papa. So, educational placement option, it ranges from the least restrictive to the most restrictive settings. Ano siya? Given sa most normalized to the most restrictive settings. Pasaka. Ang hindi. Dapat, nice idea, Mr. Papa. So, first is the general education pass with modification. Can you read?
General education class with modification is a restrictive environment for a child with additional needs. Access to the same learning experiences and opportunities is provided as educating the students. Thus, it is considered as the most normalized
So, general education pass with modification. So, it is considered as the most normalized and the least restrictive setting. So, why? It is because the students is wanted to have regular classes, but the lesson is adjusted or from the word modification. So, i-adjust ang lesson based sa capabilities or sa kakayahan sa usa ka student. For example, para masabtan, si Jenica is mag-lisod o basa. So, ang buhatin sa teacher is i-adjust ang lesson based sa kakayahan ni Jenica. So, the rest of the class is magbasaan ang basahunon and ang Jenica nga basahunon is i-adjust. It's either nga manhumura yung basahunon. So, there is a-adjustment para ma-meet ang needs sa students. So, that is
Okay, so what type of learner man ka ha? Utang alaga option. Is it special needs or with additional needs?
additional needs.
Okay, so appropriately, sa general education with modifications, mostly ang ibutang ana ato mga students with additional needs. For example, no, ang ingon niya sa Jenica Kantahay. Sa Jenica, kamao siya, fluent of English. Sa Jenica po, kamao siya mo. Sa tawag ingani, mubasa niya. Kaya yung imagination is creative. So, kamo siya magamaga mag-story. Pero si Jenica mag-lisod o express sa iyang thought into writing. Kahit sa problema, wrong spelling, na. So, ano na siya? Additional needs or special needs? Additional needs. So, the option, general education with modification, that is for students with additional needs. Okay, proceed now.
Okay, next is the general education class with related services. So can you read?
such as speech, physical and occupational therapy or counseling services during school days. Options may be provided when such sections are conducted either during school or as an after-school service.
General education class with related services. So, many is a student is still in a regular classes but mag-receive siya of extra services depending sa iyang needs. Another example, if si Mika is mag-receive when it comes to speech or talking, so ang buhaton na siya is mag-receive siya of extra services. It is either during class or after sa klase. So, mag-receive siya of speech, manang therapy. So, wala siya ang general education class with related services.
So now may help with external factor. Diba? It could be na aside from the teacher na siya may organize a program or activity para i-cater sa need niya, pwede ka na sa written services magkuha o lain na teacher outside na expert. It's either special education teacher or not. As long as expert about speech, something else. Okay.
Next is general education, inclusion or comfort with
special education teacher.
Okay.
Kindly read the class.
Students who will be part of the general education class are pulled out of their class to receive instructions from a specialist teacher in a resource room.
Okay, so general education class is ang students, so say for example, the students is nanamuatan siya o regular classes, but ang teacher is not siya kauban with a special education teacher. Like, for example, I am a regular teacher. Na ako'y kauban sa room na special education teacher. So, for example, is kamo students, like for si Aubrey is mag-isip siya sa subject na math. So I am the regular teacher. So akong focus is kamo nga class. Well, ang katong special education teacher, iyang focus is si Aubrey. Na siya kanang differentiated instruction based sa iyang
Very good tabang.
based sa iyang kanang needs. So a regular teacher working together with a special education teacher so that they can meet the need of the students.
Okay. So, what yung reason naman nung naguna ang pre-referral process after ang placement? Nga naman, during that time, after naman na ang process of strategies, naman mailailas ng mga maestra to say, need na placement, ibutang ang mga estudyante nga under mo. Now, what's the purpose of having SPED classrooms inside within the environment of public schools? Gusto may rason na mga may integration of SPED classrooms sa mga public schools. Kung selected na sila ha, selected na.
Kuhan mo kung mo pinatuloy rason nga nung i-restructure sa UNESCO ang curriculum kaya not all general education teacher can cater the students with special needs.
Okay, very good. Pero selected na lahat na schools na pwede sila mag-open with SPED classroom. Gusto ko yung reason, Ana, just to have or to promote opportunities and chances for all those special needs mga bata para maka-experience sila kung sa environment of being a regular student na nasa sa environment sa mga public schools. Now, it is very important in that option, the cooperation and collaboration of special education teachers o regular teachers. Especially kung imuha klase, daghan o kusaman. Na I need o ganang additional needs, na po special yun. So, at that time, pwede sila mangayo o back up and how to teach those students with additional needs. Malang dapat na collaboration and integration between the two. And also, pag di ba na sila kung ano ma'am, pwede ilaki na may SPED classroom. Depende mo po na sa approval sa parents. Why? There are parents nga in denial. Though may ADHD, ilang anak, di sila mo accept anak. Kaya parang ilang mahilot pa daw ang bata once may ADHD. Parang mabilong siya sa inclusive or regular classroom. Yeah, as teacher, maka-assess ng biga kung sila ng bataan. That is why makaya siya o help sa special education teachers. Okay, wala reality ha, nalaagi mag-gilid ka na kayo hidayat. Di sila makadawat niya nga na ilang anak. Labi na ang taas na expectations sa ilang anak. Yes, at early age.
Yes, firstly, ma'am, there are some parents na nakaintinayag. Kailan mo ni Alex Eduardo? Soon is more doubted.
Bigyan mo, isa na siya.
Wala ma'am, vlogger. Noon na siya nga, tita ko yun kayo. So, ang iyang anak is na ay ADHD or ADHD. So, ayang ibuhat is, iyang enroll iyang anak so regular class. But, ang ibuhat sa teacher, kay murag dili to ka-meter, ay murag dili pakuan sa teacher ba ang iyang student. Ang iyang anak, dimutang na sa pilit. So, dito siya nakarealize nga, dito na niya nadawat nga, naday ko ang anak.
Ligid ka pa siyang anak.
Dili ka pa sa mga. So, next is general education class with resource center instruction and read.
The students spend most of their time in a regular classroom but goes to a special room for extra help on certain subjects.
Yeah, so general education class with resource center instruction is the students spend most of their day in the regular classes but go to our resource room for additional help in a specific subject. For example, si Oliver. Si Oliver is mag-listen o basa. So, ang si Oliver is i-pull out sa room and ato mula in the room where dito siya dito as a teacher o basa few times a week. So, muna siya ang general education class with resource center instruction. Nakasabot?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next is
Self-contained special education classes and general education. In this learning environment, all students receive individualized and group instruction with peers with
Jack, pasapon, Jack.
additional needs from a special education teacher.
so in this self-contained special education class in general education, so the student is placed in a separate smaller class together with the students who have the same learning needs but still in a general education school. Whereas sa dito ni Ma'am kanina, split ka ng in a general classroom but ang kanilang specific room is for students na siya who have the same learning needs. So wala siya sa general education as self-contained class in a general education school. So that room, like sped class. So kanang room is wala na siya students na have the same needs and so wala siya ang sa self-contained special education class in a general education. Nasabtan?
Okay, excuse me ha. Wala ko makalag na hitay. Ha? Sige, continue lang ang video.
Okay, next. Kaya nung nakakita ko,
Special education class in special education.
mabukas guys.
Some students who need more intensive instruction and support are educated in a special education class in a special education school.
Okay, who can give their own like, ano mo kayo pasabot sa inyong ibasa. Remember, prize, points. Anyone, number
Number 2, boys.
2, boys. Ayok lang. Like, kung sa may mong boys, under sa pasabot, sa special education class, in a special education.
Either, sa mga yung mga special needs, students with special needs, they are put in class in the special education classroom where the instruction is intended just for them.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Okay, so special education class in a special education. So ang kanisiya is that specific school is intended na siya for students na ay mga learning disability or learning needs. So yung bawat na school, like that school is specific only for like para sa mga naikisan, mga hamang, yes,
Pagbilangan.
yes, that.
Sa backlight yung nahilangan.
Yes. Yes. So that mo siya ang special education class and special education. So ang kanyang specific na school is para na siya sa mga students na naan. Yes. So nasabtan ra? Okay. Next is residential facility. Finally,
The most restrictive or isolated setting, such as residential facility where students even receive their educational support 24 hours a day.
so residential facility. So mo ni siya ang it is considered as the most restrictive nga nga ang nasa pyramid ang nasa kabawisan home or hospital program but residential facility is considered as the most restrictive. Why? It is because it is where the students live and also get their education. Have you watched the movie Every Child is Special?
Yeah, yes.
Oh,
Isa na was
yeah. Si Ishan is a student nga naay Dyslexia. So, ang gibuhat sa iyang parents is, isod siya ang residential facility. So, dito si Asian, dito siya magpuyo, dito sa siya mag-learn. So, why is it considered as the most effective? It is because there is a, like, 24/7, like, supervision, naimay magbantay, ang imuhang mga lihok is limited. So, when if oras na mag-klase, klase. If di katulog na, matulog na. So that is why residential facility is considered as the most restrictive settings in educational placement options. So nasabtan? Yes. Okay, last, can you read?
Program. Children with multiple disabilities often have a severe time and are provided in home or hospital-based programs to manage their mental condition and recognize emotions they do.
Also, because home or hospital program, it is for the students who cannot attend school due to their multiple disabilities, or like for example, the dyspraxia. So they receive their education at home or at the hospital. Muna siya ang home and hospital program. So nasabtan ba ang 8 different education placement options? Yes. Okay, guys, since nasabtan naman ninyo, I have a question. Why do you think it is important to have a different placement option for students with special needs? Anyone? Yes, Mr. Howard.
Because not all the students have the same needs or the same weaknesses. So some students are weaknesses nila is being pabasa or basta dili sila pati na og mga needs. So kailangan sila na ay different placement na para masuportahan or kanang ma-cater ang ilang pangangailangan.
Yes, excellent. Yes. What is the number?
1.
Yes, Mr. Brown.
Dapat the students will have a specific placement for them to grow better, to learn better, and mag-grow po sila as a student kayo. For example, kung special disabilities na mag-ibutang sa kanang na regular class. So mag-feel sila na out ka na pamurag di sila makapil na bilong sila anak na may possibility na ma-discriminate sila anak. So
Thank you, Mr. Ram. He had Mr. Ram. Let's see. Okay, another question. Why do you think it is important to know the most appropriate learning environment for students? Evaluation din ako question number 34. Yes, number 34. Ano ba may productive at di ba mo ang appropriate learning environment para sa usa ka students? Why?
It's important to know
The appropriate learning
learning environment sa students kay in order for them to ay mas maka-learn sila pero ay tahay na sila yung pieces ikutan sila og lain na ay lugar sa ila where hindi na ay facilitate pa environment mas dili sila maka-learn
Okay, yes, thank you, Ms. Tison. Okay, so since nasabtan naman ninyo ang what is placement and what are the different educational placement, so for our activity, I will group the class into 4. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, 4. So, each group, you will receive 2 different scenarios. So, in the different scenario, you are going to place dapat na Teresa, what do you think is the appropriate placement of settings for that scenario? So, in this I will randomly choose the one who will explain and defend your answer. Group 1. Okay, you will have 5 minutes to answer, and after that, you are going to present it in the back. So timer starts now. Okay, so since umana ang time, so group 1. So ang represent sa group 1 is Kahes and Kahes. Yes, group Okay, can you read this girl? Everybody listen.
So, in our scenario one, we should struggle to keep up with her classmates in reading and writing. Most of the time, she's with her peers in a regular classroom. But sometimes, she goes to a different classroom for extra help. In this separate room, a teacher works with a small group of students on skills they need more practice on. So, the base is prayer in general education class with resources, certain instruction because in the definition of general education class, here na siling na inutang siya sa kanang what do you call this regular classroom. Kanya, kung batin siya after sa iyong class, batin siya o room para dito siya tutukan sa iyang teachers for small groups na mas capable or mas may alam sa reading or writing or
Okay, scenario number 2.
Math and when people like years that someone can take my class to help guide them when he doesn't understand the lesson themselves. The other students don't always notice because the extra support happens in the same group. So, ang mali siya nga kanang scenario kay na belong sa general education, inclusion, or total special education teacher. Isa na siya kanang siya na siya kinahanglan niya additional needs. Kaya naarap ko siya sa isa kang classroom mo ba niya mga classmates. So, na-ay inclusion niya nakita ko. So, ano siya?
Okay, excellent. Okay, group 2. Focus and okay, scenario number 3.
Samantha joins all school activities with her friends, but her lessons are slightly adjusted. Her teachers make sure she has fewer questions to answer or assignments that are easier for her to manage. She still stays with her classmates for most of the day. So, ang ating scenario 3 is na belongs niya sa general education class with modification since ang lessons nga ihatag ni Samantha sa iyang teacher is iyang i-adjust para ang si Samantha is makapas kaya para makaapas kaya mabilong siya sa class. Which is si Samantha is nag-need siya of additionally.
Okay, very good. So scenario number 3 is correct. Also one is
I was spends most of the days in classroom time specifically for students who learn at a different pace. However, for some activities like art and physical education, we learn other students from different schools.
So scenario number 4 is self-contained special education class in a general education. It is because like that is outside you have definition pa lang in this learning environment, all students na makareceive sila individualized instruction with peers and have mga kauban. But that's like additional needs from special education teachers like what okay, we can remove those. Okay, music, Rogelio and Alright. Okay, double time, group 3. Double time, go and take time.
Okay, so scenario number 6, Jacob is in a classroom where most students have similar learning needs. The teacher focuses on skills that match their levels. He doesn't spend time in the larger school building except for a few special events. So we choose special education class in special education. So, si Jacob is very siya match sa iyang mga classmates mo level of learning. So, that is why sa siya ay special school para ma-assess ang iyang needs and then ma-meet ang iyang learning standards. That's all.
Emma has the medical condition that makes her from attending school regularly. At the beginning of her studies, she receives her lessons at home where a teacher visits her to give instructions. So it belongs to the home or hospital program because Emma, because her mother sa school, so others are home school visita. Okay, we can proceed. For next, buckle and grab. Okay, double time. Ready, double time. Double time, okay, face na taan.
Ayun na, ayun.
Scenario 7 is Olivia is in a regular classroom but receives help from a specialist who works with her on reading and speech. She doesn't need to leave the room as the specialist comes during certain times to give her focus support. So the educational placement options that is appropriate for Olivia is general education class with related services. Because si Olivia is wala naman sila mag-need naman sila assistant ba di na sa shopping di na sa pinamalaman kuhaan ko ba room para makuhanan makibera ng iyang kinahanglan. So ano naman siya sa ang room na iyang iwanan. Ang specialist na itawag sa regular education teacher, itawag niya sa specialist education teacher. Ang specialist teacher mo doon siya automatic ang assist na ikuan Olivia.
So, sinabi number 8, Jane lives in the facility where his education is part of grammar program that includes both reading and learning. He attends classes at the facility rather than a typical school, so this belongs to placement options sa residential facility. Kaya ano, si Ben, there is based on my understanding, na siya special needs where sa residential facility, mas makikita ang iyang way of accommodating learning. Kaya sa residential facility, as stated na rin na ibilang ang structured program that include both reading and learning. So si Ben sa residential facility is isolate siya.
So, get one part sheet of paper. So, okay, pass your paper. Pass. Pass. Okay. So, for your assignment, in a one-half crosswise, you write a short reflection, 5 to 10 sentences in the importance of understanding and respecting the individual needs of the students when determining their educational placement. Now, that is your assignment. We pass on Friday. Assessment one half crosswise. So remember class that the essence of education is the ability to create a learning environment in which all children can thrive, no matter their needs. So proper placement is the key to achieving that goal. So can you stand up for the prayer? Miss Madoles, can you lead the prayer?
Right.